explaining to someone who doesn't know why are we here?
Ever since I got hurt, I've had random people kind of push me into the stem cell thing, and yeah, just kind of kept it in the back of my mind all these years, and started to see this be more mainstream, and actually came across this from following Steve-O, and he was down here, and him and Danny Way. That gave it some kind of legitimacy, and then did some more digging, and you know, a lot of people that probably know a lot more than me were coming here.
Stem cells into my spinal cavity.
Is that BioXcellerator place down in Colombia? Is that what it is?
I met these people and it was just amazing stuff.
I got to this point where it's just worth a try.
I mean, obviously the ultimate goal is for it to heal him, and that's not like out of the question. Like, that's not something that's like beyond the scope, which is like the exciting part of it. Is like at the end of the day, you don't really know what it's going to do.
You know, a lot of the good stuff you hear of coming here is a lot of people in my same situation are able to get off a lot of the medication and things like that. And you know, at a minimum, if I can just get some peace and quiet in my body, that would be a big win. But with my injury being incomplete, it leaves kind of the door open that, you know, it possibly is just scar tissue or God knows what is keeping, you know, the nerves in my spine from working properly, and you know, this can help change that in some sort of way.
It comes from the umbilical cord of a mother after she has a baby, and all of the umbilical cords where they get stem cells here are donated. And basically what they're going to do is put like fresh baby, perfectly healthy stem cells into Kevin when Kevin's stem cells and what's in his body are 33 years old.
Basically, it's what runs around your body and fixes everything. So, you know, yours are starting to get old, worn out, and you're basically just refreshing it with brand new, you know, day one. It's like stopping and putting a fresh set of tires on. You know, went off to a place and let them stick electrodes to my head for some more baseline stuff, which getting electrocuted in Colombia wasn't something I ever had on my bucket list, but down my legs.
Miguel, is it hands on
No,
the foot?
yeah, everything is knee down. Like from my waist to my knee doesn't really ever have any problem. It's just knees to through my feet, but nothing here up.
Yeah.
They have to put you electricity, and you have to say to him like stop, or if something is hurt you, because he have to know where is your tolerance, your level of tolerance of the electricity.
Yeah. I've had so much of that crap done to me that like I'm pretty new to it. I was just worried they were actually gonna put run the stuff into my head.
So
at least it was just a monitor. I thought they were actually gonna like send stuff into my brain.
You need to make sure you take your camera to his head though, because I'm pretty sure he's missing hair. There's a video of it. The very last day of Kevin's therapy, they hooked me up to.
But I'm on like 100 and something, and she was on like 4.
And I screamed.
Boom.
Was it really that bad?
Oh my god, it's terrifying.
It didn't even make your hand move.
It scared the out of me.
So what? We've been there for 18 months and they never shocked me. And then I finally was curious. Like on the last day, I'm like, okay, well you're gonna have to try one time so I know what this is like. Absolutely not.
Okay, very good.
Like underneath my knee.
Is it strong?
Yeah.
Okay, behind it.
Today, whenever on your right side, you felt the
I
shock.
felt it down on my calf.
Yeah, but I don't ever really.
Still, I don't know what they did to me. It kind of hurt. Like I know back then when he went like, can you feel this? Can you feel this? Like this one just would have been no in hell, and this one would have been maybe.
Yeah.
And now it's yeah.
After the first or the second surgery that he had in Des Moines, we were sitting in the waiting room. She comes out and she's like, a little bit of a miracle happened. And I was like, well, what happened?
Left side woke up first too. Left side moved first, everything.
Do you know about the first time his leg moved? That I squealed. I was like helping him getting out of bed, and like I like grabbed his leg to like move his leg, and then all of a sudden his like thigh contracted, and I squealed. I think that's like the crazy thing though about all this is like I don't know what the negatives are yet, and I think that's the scary part.
It's not supposed to be.
It'd be very interesting tomorrow. Tomorrow will be a very interesting day. Are you nervous? Are you ever nervous? Were you nervous today we got married?
Who are you? We're married. More or less just got in there, sort of explained what was going to happen. That the neurosurgeon guy that did everything did some more kind of stuff of just trying to figure out where my feeling started and stopped, and kind of just got a better understanding of kind of what I was, and where kind of my injury level was and where my feeling level was, and then just more or less kind of tucked me into a full fetal position on my side, just pull my knees up and kind of like elongate your spine the best that you can, and they clean your back up.
They didn't put you out though.
No, they go in with a needle and pretty much shoot for, trying to get into your spinal fluid, and luckily they got it the first try, and then that comes out really fairly slow, I guess is the way they explained it to me, that it kind of just drips one by one, so that takes a minute, but kind of as it gets removed, it's just like you go from completely fine to just, it's hard to explain. It's almost, the lady, the nurse that was in there, she's like, I've never been in on this procedure, but she said everybody says that it feels like it sucks your soul out for a minute. And I mean, that's kind of the closest thing you can say, is it just like you instantly go into like hot, sweaty, just like feel like you want to puke, and it's never was anything painful. It just was like in that time where they got a little bit of it out before they filled it back with the stem cells. It's just, that whole period is rough, and it's like, it really is kind of, I don't know, I would almost, obviously I don't know, but it seems like that would be really similar to what it probably feels like as you start to like literally take your last breath kind of thing. It's a really odd feeling of just like your
So scary.
kind of starts to dim your lights a little bit. So that was it's not a lot of fun. You just kind of suck it up and breathe through it. If they give you a timer that said like 3 minutes and you'll be fine, and you could just watch that timer count down, it would probably be better. But just not knowing when it was going to be fine, because as soon as they put it back, it was just like you go down the hill and then you slowly climb right back up the hill and you're fine again.
He was so white when it freaked me out.
She said I was way worse during it.
You were in fact very, very, very pale. So you had to lay flat for 6 hours. You couldn't do anything other than lay flat for 6 hours. So
I think it's just got a lot to do with, literally your spine is flat, and that's where all that fluid is, and you're just kind of trying to, let all that like settle together. And I know there's something to do with like, I know when she said she's like, they can't put it in really fast because it'll affect like your cranial pressure. So I'm sure there's just a lot of little things that it makes easier, and probably just prevents stuff from being as pissed off as it could be, to an extent. And luckily I avoided any of the headaches that they said would come with it, but definitely got some of the pain bad, and then later on last night was pretty not fun. Trying to sleep of it was just like everything kind of attacked me with, you know, the nerve pain and the spasm stuff that I already have. So
Last night was not fun. I went to bed and I'd heard an owl, which normally I can sleep through his owls, but I did not sleep through the owls last night. And I mean, we were up from like 1:30 to at least, like, I don't think that his eyes even closed till 6:45. What they gave him another medicine to try to help a little bit with the spasms. And they both seemed like it was pretty normal. Like, it was normal for it to be not good.
So
But hopefully it chills.
hopefully tonight's better. Hopefully I show up, you know, better in general would be the key. Really would be that you know, this starts to work and I come in more improved, and then, you know, the night after's not as bad because everything else is better, and hopefully by the fourth one it's just, you know, cakewalk.
I think the one thing that I noticed, though, so much about this is healthcare is 100% better here.
I think they all like what they do is a lot of it,
And everyone cares.
and I think they go away and then come back with this like sense of duty to like help people. Everything's so casual and
Yeah, it's
simple
casual.
and like.
I sent her a message at 1:27 and just said, like, Kevin is struggling with discomfort. Is there anything that I can do for him? And she messaged me back at 1:31. Name a doctor at home that's going to do that. It's weird how simple it all can be. It does not have to be as complicated as it is for us. I mean, some places say 2 weeks. Some things said that he might not even notice anything until we come back and get the second round. So
You just stop, you know, hopefully just get rid of all that pain, or at least cut it in half would be great. So that's kind of reason one. You know, reason two then becomes, you know, maybe it gives me a lot of function and helps me with, you know, bladder stuff and just any of that stuff. And, you know, then, you know, probably the icing on the cake would be that maybe my ankles move, or, you know, I get substantial feeling back somewhere. We'll see. Hopefully get something positive, you know, or a lot.
Time for Otis, Dylan. Time to Bernie.
We'll be good at Spanish by then.
we will definitely be good at Spanish by then.
Refresco de asada de fresas en Bajes?
But in all reality, I say no fresas.
So tell me what's the end of
Yes, please.
What's
I
the call?
actually
Of what?
the show?
I need to know if they find the treasure or not. So you legitimately spelled it Columbia?
No.
She spelled it like Columbia, South Carolina.
No.
Instead of Columbia, she spelled Columbia.
No.
It's Leviosa.
Not Leviosa.
Leviosa.